Hey guys, so today is a good video on particularly conceptual understanding, not really a question, but yeah, we'll be solving with the help of a question so you understand how to actually do this question in properly. So it is a simple joins question, but we'll be doing this question with multiple different type of joins so you understand and have a clarity in joins in general because in most of the interviews that I've given till now, a lot of people, if I ask them a simple difference, for example, I'm in a grad school right now, okay, and even if I ask somebody who probably is 1 year into the master's program, okay, the difference between a left join and a right join, they cannot even answer that. So joins are a very important and a crucial concept in understanding SQL. And if you have a clarity on this, most of the interviews, they will test you out, okay. Most of the time, the most used join and the industry standard is left join, okay, in which the left table stays intact. So people use that, but having a proper understanding and knowing the right difference is a very important thing in having a good SQL command. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and then you can have like a understanding of the joins. Okay, so let me share this SQL server screen of mine. And there we go. So let me hide the floating controls. Yeah, it's hidden. Okay. So I'll post the create and the insert table, and so you can also try it out and play around with it. So this is a little bit of theory that I have written, which to help you understand about the main type of joints that we have. So these are the five main joints, and the most important one which we have is the left one here. Okay. And this is the table that I have, created and inserted data into. Very simple one with a little bit of twist and the thing. So, yeah. So let's start off by understanding the joins in here, okay? So the first one is inner join, okay? Inner join by its name means it has to be a type of join in which only that data is joined if something is common between both of the columns. So if something is common between them, then you can then only join them. So that's an important aspect, okay? Another one is left join. Okay, so left join is a simple concept in which if there are two tables on side by side, okay, the table on the left side is the one which all the data from the left side is there, while only the data from the matching with the right one is kept there. Okay. So if you see in here, we can see the left join, okay, is left table rows kept. So all the ones from the left would be there, okay. And in the right one, the right tables would be kept all the side, okay. And full join is that everything would be just kept together, okay. So that's an understanding, okay. And cross join is all possible combination, permutation, combination as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and try to and show you with uh how it is possible and how thing it looks like. So let me start by writing. Let's do this. Okay, select, let's do from employees. Okay. Select employees. Let me just do as let me do e dot everything, e dot everything. And then for so we are starting off with inner join. Okay, now inner join with what's the name of departments. Okay, and I'll start. I hope you got. Okay, let me just check departments. Okay, so we have departments as D here. And okay, let me just go here and now do on. Okay, then let me do it on. Now let's start off by understanding what is on here function here. So on function is simply that when we have to choose a common column. Okay, so for example here you can observe one thing that both of these are the tables. Okay, the common one is department ID, but at a lot of times in different questions, okay, most of the time this is not always the same. Department ID and department ID, it is the names are not always similar, so it can be just as something like state ID or as DID, because in the industry, okay, people are not really as obsessed with name as much you think in these questions. And on lead code people give it a very simple questions, but I have seen in the industry, people have almost like 400 columns in a row, a million to like 20-30 million rows. So the names are not proper, so don't get confused that it has to be department ID and department ID, then only you can join it. That's not how things work. So let me just go ahead and join it on so we have what e dot department ID, okay, department ID, and d dot department ID. And I need everything from E, but for D, I only need the department name. Okay, department name. Okay, so let's see how does this look like, or are there any errors I have done here? Let me. You don't need to write as, but I like to write the syntax as much as possible to under better understanding of a lot of people. It doesn't matter even if you don't write it. Okay. So in here, what has happened here? Let me run all the three together and show it to you. Okay. So in here, if you observe one thing, okay, let me just take this a little bit above. Okay. So in here, what if you observe one thing that this is the employee table, this is the department table, and only the three doesn't match this because there's nothing common between department ID and here. So this is null here. So as it is null, it's not showing it. So the concept of inner join is very clear. I hope so. Now let's go a few other concepts. Okay. Now a lot of time you must have seen you don't need always it to be inner to be written. See, for simplicity, some people just write join because it's faster way, right? And you also don't need to always do like this. So a simpler way of writing is like this. Okay. So this also does the same thing. So this is a preferred way. I prefer writing it because it's faster and does things simpler. Okay. Now let's go to the another one, which is the left join. Okay. Let me just make it, but for left join, you need to write this like this. So let me run all the three and you have understanding of that. So if you observe one thing, everything, so left join is what? So you might see, so the first table is employees. So that means that's the first table. So if that's the first table, that's left on side, okay? And departments is another one. So it's from, so that means that departments is the second table, okay? So don't think left join is also associated with departments. So that's the left table. No. It is depends on the table which is coming on the first, which is the employees table, okay, which is the first. So it's on the left side, okay. So that's how it works. Now, what it says is that everything from left table should be there. So if you observe everything from it's there, and even if you see, for example, even if nothing is getting matched for department ID, it's still giving us the data. So that's how it's happening here. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's pretty clear on what we want. I think so. So yeah, I think so. Yeah. So you see that there's no department ID and there's no matching column. So that you see null is both in the department name. Okay. So yeah. So 103 has nothing in common between. So there's nothing showing null all the way. So that's null join. Okay. Let's go and do right join. Okay. And see how things come around here for this one. Let me run all three and show you too. So now here, if you observe one, Charlie is not there here because it's not there. There's nothing, there's no matching thing. So we have finance because everything from right table, which is the department side, is there. Now, that's pretty understandable. I hope you understand. Okay. So employee ID, employee name, department ID is all null because there's nothing like that in here for this one. So that's the reason we don't have anything. Okay. And we only have all the matching one from employees. Now let me go ahead and show you full join. Okay, let me do this. Okay, hold on. Full join. Now, what does full join done? Okay, now full join, what it does is that okay, you have to understand both the tables again. So you have observe one thing, everything from this is there. You can see the same as there. Okay, and as there is nothing called as 103 in here, what we've done is that we are getting finance as an answer here. And yeah, so we're getting finance. So we're basically keeping both the table. That's what we're trying to say. Okay, that's the basic understanding of full join. Very rare. I don't remember the last time you used it, even in like an interview question or even in the industry. I don't see people using full join. Most people, I think so, prefer using something on union and union all when they have to like do some joins or something. But that's a different concept. But I'm just saying, I've never seen people use full join. And cross join is something that I have seen recently where, when there are some questions which are very technical, okay, and cross join is something that I have struggled with to understand when to use it. But it is basically about understanding of you want to generate all the permutation and combinations, okay. Now if you observe one thing, okay, okay, now I made a mistake. So when you're doing cross join, okay, there's one thing, okay, when you, because what is the meaning of a cross join? Okay, cross join basically translates to that everything, all the possible combinations are allowed. So in combinations, okay, cross join doesn't need on it. So it's basically saying I'm going to join everything, and I don't need any help of join or any singular column. It's going to literally join everything that's possible. Okay, so I'm going to do it and show it to you how it looks like. So we had the first two tables as usual. Now, if you observe in this one, let me take the screen ahead. Okay. Uh, Look in here. So HR, IT. So you have generated so four of them. Okay, for 1, 2. And so they have generated for 1, 101, four of HR. Okay. The screen is a little. So let me just run this one. Okay, so you see here, so you're getting like for 102, 103 is not there, so HR for everything. Similar combinations for all of them. So it has joined the entire thing together, and that's what cross join means. Okay, so all the possible combinations. So in here we have almost like 16 or something. So yeah. So that is basic understanding of cross join. Cross join, I would say if you have to learn, understand when to use cross join, when to use left join. Left join is the main one. I don't think so in most of the interviews. If you're a data analyst one or a business intelligence analyst, okay, they will ask you anything else. But most of the time they will be focusing on understanding of these joins. And but they do ask in interviews, because I've been asked in interviews, the differentiation between both of them and when is the one and when to prefer when to do. Okay, sometimes you don't want the table from there. So sometimes I would prefer using inner join, but I think it's frowned upon in most of the cases, so people don't prefer using. So I hope you guys like this video. And yeah, it was a very simple video, but I really wanted, like, if before I start making some really technical questions, okay, I wanted that people have a good understanding, have a proper like clarity on if I'm using a join, that when to use the join and why am I using this. Okay, I would try my best to keep on using left join only, because that's the industry standard, and I don't want to go ahead and suddenly I start using right join or cross join for no goddamn reason. But I think that's about it. So I think if you guys thought this video was valuable enough, and you really felt that, okay, it had some value in it, I'm aiming for like 5 likes for this video. I think it's just something, it really helps me in a way. So if you thought it was good, yeah, hit a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more SQL videos. It may be tutorials or videos like this, but I don't want to give a theoretical way, because I think theory doesn't work for me, at least. Okay, so something that does not work for me, I will not be doing that. As simple as that. So solving questions is the way forward to learning, and that's the approach that works for me. So I'm gonna keep on making these videos, and yeah, so if you guys like, and keep supporting, and have a great day. Take care. Bye. Let me just